boy Trinez with a new episode of Established 29 TV. Today I'm super excited to discuss some of the hottest fashion that is being discussed, whether it's on the blogs, whether it's on the news, it may even be on your Instagram, guys. But today I want to dive deep into the fashion that we all witnessed yesterday at the inauguration held at the U.S. Capitol. I know many of you guys are probably already knowledgeable exactly or just have a vivid picture of what each political influence were yesterday, but I want to dive deeper into it, give you guys the designer names, some items I was able to maybe get a price of, but guys, most importantly, I want to just share with you some of my favorite looks and what to expect possibly in regards to the fashion that will be shown. Guys, without further ado, let's jump right into it. But before we do, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoy this content. And don't forget to hit the notification bell if you want to stay updated on fresh new content. Guys, without further ado, let's jump into it. So not only was yesterday a historic day in America, but it was also groundbreaking for a lot of designers, especially a lot of Black designers. Yesterday, as I would like to call it, the Congress runway was filled with some of the latest designs, a lot of fashion from fall 2020, 2021 fashion shows, as well as some upcoming custom designs. The first groundbreaking fashion looks for me would have definitely been the Bidens. If you guys weren't aware, Joe Biden wore, or should I say President Biden wore, Ralph Lauren from head to toe. His look was very much so monochromatic and very simple. It involved a nice outerwear coat as well as a navy. As First Lady Dr. Biden stood next to him in a beautiful embroidery Swarovski crystal custom-made coat by Alexandra O'Neal. Alexandra O'Neal is the new emerging New York designer from the label titled Macarian, if I'm pronouncing this right. If I am, please drop down below and let me know exactly how to pronounce it, but I do believe it's Macarian. He is, as I stated, is a New York designer, emerging very, very quickly, guys. If you're unfamiliar with him, I definitely recommend you guys checking out their website and just getting a little bit more familiar with the brand. In 2009, I don't know if you guys recall, but Michelle Obama wore a very similar outerwear coat, which also incorporated Swarovski crystals that was embroidery on her outerwear piece. It's nice to see throughout each turns how the women's styles evolve and collectively look the same, but each has its own unique presence when it comes to their personality and sense of style. Another thing I would like to point out if you guys wasn't aware is the color blue. Of course, blue represents the Democratic Party, but a lot of political influencers wore the color navy yesterday, as I'm wearing today. And of course, the color blue is symbolic for the ocean, a sense of peace, a sense of calmness, and I definitely believe even throughout the weather yesterday. Notice as the inauguration continued, how the weather changed from snow to blue skies. So it was nice to also see how the fashion played a huge role in that. Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, also wore that symbolic color blue, which showed the same sophistication in pageantry. Now, I'm not quite sure if you guys were paying attention, but coats were a huge staple yesterday. From former First Lady Michelle Obama, Vice President Kamala Harris, but most importantly, guys, the Bidens did not stop when it came down to a family of fashion, all the way down to Finnegan's Brendan Maxwell outerwear, as well as the camel matching dress, which I think is absolutely beautiful. Throughout yesterday, I saw so much monochromatic looks until I decided to wear it as well, but it is definitely going to be a staple piece. As you look at fashion shows from last year, as well as the spring approaching season, you will notice a lot of monochromatic looks. Guys, now let's jump into the Harris family. The Harris family is not short when it comes to fashion. All the way leading up to the eve of the inauguration day, Vice President Kamala Harris has been the new eye of fashion. On the eve of inauguration day, her and First Lady Biden, I'm not sure if you guys paid attention to how much color played a huge role, but one color that was very prominent on yesterday was the hue of purple, which individually each lady had a reason for wearing purple. Take Kamala Harris for an example. She wore purple in honor and in respect for Shirley Chisholm. Yesterday, the VP was photographed wearing a tailored coat and dress by the designer Christopher John Rogers from Louisiana. And to mark this momentous occasion, our very first second gentleman in Hall chose to wear a gray suit by Ralph Lauren, which is paired with a black mask and gloves, a dark tie, and a small flat pin on the lapel of his coat. And if you guys haven't noticed the pattern, Ralph Lauren seems to be a staple, especially when it comes to the men's fashion. And former President Barack Obama was also a huge fan of Ralph Lauren when he served his terms in the White House. President Biden opted to a navy suit as well as a navy overcoat. Now I'd like to talk about one of my favorite looks. It is the looks from the Obamas. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to find what President Obama was wearing. I personally feel like it was Ralph Lauren, but I could be completely wrong. If you guys know exactly what he was wearing, please drop down below and let me know, because I am dying to know exactly if it was Ralph Lauren or if he went another direction this year. But without further ado, I am dying to talk about former First Lady Michelle Obama in a beautiful monochromatic plum overcoat, turtleneck, and wide leg trousers by designer Sergio Hudson, by far one of my favorite designers that is in the game right now. He is very known for his tailored suits as well as for his staple belt, which you saw former Michelle Obama wear yesterday, and she presented sophistication as well as cohesiveness with a head-to-toe plum look. It was by far one of my favorite looks, guys, I can't deny, and I think it was one of the looks that got everybody's attention and everybody began to wonder exactly who Sergio Hudson was. Former First Lady Michelle Obama and former President Barack Obama both wore matching masks by the designer of Pres.Joe. And guys, before jumping into some of our favorite celebrity looks, definitely have to spend some time speaking on some of the fashion that took place on the eve of Inauguration Day. By far, some of the same color palettes as well as silhouettes that was presented on the Inauguration Day was definitely seen throughout the eve of the inauguration. Dr. Jill Biden was captured and seen wearing a very beautiful purple coat and panel dress from the fall 2021 collection of Jonathan Cohen. Jonathan Cohen is a new generation of American designers who is championing sustainability and sophistication, if I say so myself. The color purple elevated this look to a brand new level to me, especially with the satin detailing that is seen around the waist, all the way down to the leather purple gloves. Dr. Jill Biden is definitely not making any stops when it comes to fashion, and fashion that is memorable, but most importantly, fashion that has a purpose. And that's something I think we all can agree that was purposeful on yesterday and on the previous day. But later that evening, Vice President Kamala Harris later joined the Bidens at the Capitol as she wore also, yet again, a beautiful coat by Kerby Jean-Raymond of Pure Moss. Pure Moss is another brand who is by far not afraid to show their mission and their purpose through their designs and aesthetics. If you guys have never seen Pure Moss work, I'm definitely telling you to go check it out. Just amazing on the runway throughout his shows, as well as we've seen on yesterday. One of my favorite things about Vice President Kamala Harris was her detailing of the jacket of her coat in the back, how it draped and how it was pleated. It was definitely something that was a staple in the fashion industry, but it was very much so still chic and classic, and I think that was one of the things that a lot of us was able to appreciate, was that it had a sense of power, it had a sense of purpose, and it had a presence regardless of where it was captured. So now that we've covered pretty much all our political influences and how on at the scene at the Capitol yesterday, I want to dive deeper into some of our favorite celebrity looks and their purpose behind the looks that they chose. Now, one person I think has been very much so making a buzz in her attire was definitely Lady Gaga, as she wore a beautiful giant couture gown, and this look was designed by Daniel Roseberry, who I'm personally very new to, so I have to join you guys on researching and learning more about these designers, but especially this designer because I've never noticed his work before until yesterday, but I love the detailing of it. For me, I was very impressed with the queen-like vibes of the couture gown. However, a lot of people felt like it showed a lot of symbolism or a lot of replicas that refers to the Hunger Games. Now, I'm not a Hunger Games fan, so you guys have to drop down below and let me know if it was very close to it. She also completed this look with a fitted jacket in navy cashmere with a giant glided dove of peace brooch. Guys, our next celebrity to take the stage is Miss J-Lo. As you guys were very much so aware, J-Lo wore a beautiful white head-to-toe look. This look was actually a head-to-toe Chanel look that also had embroidery of Swarovski crystals, which is a prominent staple throughout most of the women's attire, whether it was the previous day or the day of. Swarovski crystals was very prominent in First Lady Jill Biden's coat that she wore also during the inauguration. J.Lo wore an encrusted look for a ruffled silk blouse, floor-length tweed coat, paired with Chanel pearl earrings, a pearl bracelet, and a pearl belt. And I'm not quite sure if you guys noticed, but J.Lo wide leg trousers, also detailed with sequins, was definitely a very hidden detail, but as you got closer, as you zoomed in and got a full glimpse of her look, you can definitely see the detailing as well as the sheer blouse that was underneath. J.Lo was definitely one to keep an eye on yesterday, even as she arrived at the Capitol in a beautiful houndstooth wide leg set with the matching houndstooth jacket. So for me, J.Lo was one of my favorite looks as well yesterday. But before we go, guys, I have to touch on a very iconic look that I think a lot of us ended up overlooking yesterday, unless you was very attentive to the blogs. But let's get into talking about Kamala Harris' great nieces and their purpose for wearing the outer coats, or as some may call them, toppers, during yesterday's inauguration. Now, for you guys who don't know, the girls' custom looks were a nod to Kamala Harris in her former childhood. Amara and Leela wore toppers that were made by a female-founded New York designer for children's wear startup I Love Plum, and will soon be available online at iloveplum.com. The sisters also wore protective face covering from evolvingtogether.com. So guys, this year the inauguration was nothing short of purpose when it comes to color as well as when it came to silhouette. But most importantly, I think that we were able to see a power statement in so many different coats, whether it was tailored or whether it was loose. It was something that I think we all got a sense of, and I think it's something that we're going to see a whole lot more as the weeks progress, especially when it comes to our political figures. Most importantly, guys, I think that monochromatic looks is going to be a huge thing. It's never been one of those things that has ever went away, but I think after yesterday, Inauguration Day, it's going to be something that we're going to see a whole lot of. And guys, if you're still watching, I want to thank you so much for tuning in with me as we went over some of my favorite fashion styles yesterday during the Inauguration Day. My goal is to keep you guys updated as the year progresses and as the days continue on some of the hottest looks as well as trend to expect as we continue throughout each day. Guys, most importantly, thank you. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to hit the notification bell and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. If there's anything you would like to know, please drop down below and I'll be sure to get back with you. Until next time, peace.